Hey, my name is Demi Bernice and you're watching Demi TV. The goal of this video channel is to help you awaken your inner alpha so you could follow your dreams and find your authentic voice. And today we're going to talk about how to professionally treat your clients in the middle of an argument and miscommunication. It happens almost all of the time. This is inevitable, especially if you are in a service-based business. So you have to actually firstly know how to deal with them professionally if it ever comes to you. So without further ado, so today I'm going to talk about 4 tips on how to deal with this, plus a bonus tip at the end of the video. So make sure you watch it until the end of the video so that you would know what the bonus tip is. And I'm so excited to explain this to you. And if you are excited as well, let me know by hitting the like button. So the first thing that you have to do is to explain yourself in the simplest way possible. Now, at this time, at the middle of an argument, you cannot allow yourself to have long ass messages, okay? You have to understand that your client right now is very mad, is very outraged, and oftentimes they do not think logically at this time, because there's just an emotion flowing inside of them, and that's something that they cannot control. They would go back to their normal state after they get mad, but that might be too late, because oftentimes people who are in the middle of really strong emotions gushing inside of them, they always make the wrong decisions. And you have to be very careful at this, okay? Now, how are you going to reply in the simplest way possible? Do not explain yourself. That is the first thing that I think you need to know. Do not explain yourself. If you want to explain yourself, fine. Explain yourself in 1 to 2 sentences and then that's it. You do not have to defend yourself if you think that you have done your best for you to get the service done, okay? Now, we are going to deal with clients almost all of the time who doesn't actually know what we are working on, right? Especially in my case, not a lot of people knows how to build a website. Not a lot of people knows how to do graphic design. And oftentimes this would come as a miscommunication. So they do not really know what they are talking about when they are already in the middle of anger. And you cannot explain yourself at that point, because then your client's mind is already closed. They're not going to listen to you anymore because they've just made up their mind. I am angry right now. It's because of you, because their fingers are all pointed at you right now. So it might not be best for you to explain yourself in a long ass message, even if you try to be kind in those very long messages, okay? It's just not right. So just keep everything simple. Just reply 1 to 2 sentences, and then if you do not find it logical already to reply anymore, just don't, because then you will just make the client even more angry. The second one is stay kind. Now, it might be easier said than done, because at this point, if your client is already mad, it is very tempting for you to get mad as well and reply on really rude replies, okay? Now, I understand that. I completely do. And oftentimes we forget that we have to stay kind no matter what, because we are risking our business. At this argument, you have 2 choices: your business reputation or your ego. Is it best for you right now to fight over a client because you want to be right, or you should just sacrifice your ego and your pride just so you could maintain your good business reputation? So you either have the 2. And oftentimes you would want to go to your business reputation, take care of it, rather than supplying your pride and ego and becoming right in this argument. It's like relationships, right? You know how other people would say that you should not become mad at the other person. You should just ignore your pride and ego just so you could maintain the relationship. That's the same thing with clients. You should just maintain the good business reputation that you have with other people rather than winning a conversation or an argument. Because it's very easy for us right now in this world, in this modern era, for our business reputation to go You are just one screenshot away, my friend, from these types of things. That's why you have to be very careful. You have to stay kind again. And another tip that I could tell you is to always say thank you, okay? It might be a little bit of weird because why are you going to say thank you to the person who is completely mad at you? I know that sounds insane, but it actually helps. Now, how are you going to say thank you to the person that is already mad at you? Just say, thank you very much for your time. I completely understand what you are talking about right now. Because these clients who are already mad, in order for them to stay calm, they need to be appreciated. Because right now, all they want in their head is to be right, right? And that is what we do as a human being. When we are mad, we always think, oh, I need to be right in this argument. I need to be right. I need to win. So let them win. That's the only time that your client is going to get calm and talk to you professionally. And if it's still not sorted after you say thank you and I appreciate you, then something is really going on with the client. The client has his own or personal issues, which is something that you cannot really help with. Because we grew up in different orientations and we have our very own issues, you also have your very own issues, right? So for now, just let the client win, okay? The next one is do not put more wood to the fire. I always say this to all the people that I know are actually mad. Do not put more wood to the fire. That only means that if your client is angry, do not also be angry. Just stay calm and don't say anything, okay? That's why I said reply in the simplest way possible. Do not explain yourself in a long ass messages, because the more you are going to reply to your client, the more your client is going to take it seriously, the more bullets are going to be used against you, okay? Your word is going to be used as a bullet against you. So it's best for you to just not reply or even just read the message just so you could take in the emotion. Do not suppress it also if you are feeling it. It's not healthy for you. It will result you to becoming emotionally unstable. That's not how you also deal with your emotional problems, okay? So for now, just don't reply anything. Read the messages because that is very important. That is for you to take in the emotion. That is for you to deal with the emotion. You don't need to reply to it, that's fine, but you need to read it. You can't just ignore the messages. That's what I usually do before. When I have an argument or miscommunication with client, I suppress the emotion and I ignore the messages. But today my boyfriend told me I actually got out. I just got out from a client miscommunication. That is why I was like, light bulb idea. Why don't I make a video about this? Now, I just got out from a miscommunication with a client, and my boyfriend told me that you need to read the messages because it helps you and it helps you to deal with your emotional instability, okay? So I suggest you do the same thing because I think that's correct. You also need to deal with your emotional stuff as well, okay? It's not only going to be the client's fault because he or she is mad at you and he was saying a lot of words that you should not really hear, but really, you need to deal with it by yourself. All you need to do is to let the emotion flow in and release it, okay? Also contemplate on the things that you might have not really done well in the whole transaction, which made the client flip out or funk, right? The fourth one is take deep breaths and pauses before replying. Now, I think it might be difficult for people who are actually having the conversation up front, because I've never had that ever since I was a kid. I've never had people confronting me about a problem, but right now online, it's so easy for you to take a deep breath, and sometimes you're like, like you want to crush something, you want to crumple something, you want to shout at your monitor. Sometimes I'm even tempted to like punch my monitor, but I can't do that because this is my baby and this is how I earn money. So I can't really do that. But yeah, take deep breaths and long pauses before you reply because I think that helps. It also is the way of your body releasing the emotion because your emotion is being felt but here in the diaphragm. So that is your way of releasing the emo little by little. And I completely know, I completely understand that it's very tempting to reply to your client and say that you're pissing me off too. Like, I did my best to render this very wonderful service to you. I've been very supportive. But you can't really do that. You can be mad in front of your computer, in front of your monitor. You could talk to your pillow. You could talk to somebody. It actually depends on how you deal with a bad news or a problem, because there are people who wants to just completely shut themselves off and just sleep. Also, in my case, I want to talk to other people about it, and that makes me feel calm. So it depends on you and how you deal with your problems. Just don't deal with your problems by replying to your clients. That's not how the way it goes. And the bonus tip of this video is to remember to study your client's attitude and professionalism, okay? Now, this one is not going to happen in the middle of an argument, okay? Because it's too late now. Ta-da! You already are in the middle of an argument and miscommunication. Now, when you are closing deals to clients, you're going to work with them for quite a while, right? Now, you have to consider your client's attitude at things. You could already spot that in the middle of you exchanging conversations regarding the service that you are rendering to that client. So what I do is that I study my client, because I could see as early as today, rather than in the future where you already had an argument, as early as today, I could really see, or I could really feel the energy of how the client replies. Like, even though it is in messages or in emails, I could have a hunch of what the client's real attitude is. Okay? So that is important for you to collate. It's a data that you collect in your head, because you could actually use that data to expect arguments in the future, which could also help you emotionally by not being so reactive to it. Now, I have a few clients before. Okay, I'm going to tell you a real story, okay? I have one client before that I was very professionally working with for a few days. And when I returned her the first draft, she has a lot of minute details that she was focusing on instead of looking at the design at a bigger picture. Now, I did not reply to that because I was so funked, because there's a very minute details, like the space of this word to this word. Like, why would that be important, right? So the way I dealt with it is that I really it sounds creepy, but it actually helps. I really created a whole list of things that person did, like my experience in the whole transaction that we have, so that if I'm going to work with her the next time, I could really expect that this is how she deals with other people. This is how she talks to other people. This is her personality. This is how her attitude is, or how she takes it professionally. So I put that data in my head so that the next time I'm going to talk to that person, you already know that, okay, like, I have to step back a little because this client is not a really good client. We always say that. Not a really good client. So I have to become more professional to her. I have to become more straightforward. It's very important that you know your clients. Okay, that's the main thing here. You just have to know how they deal with other people. If you're friends on Facebook, you could spot that right away, because you would know who are those clients that are ranting on social media. So just take note of those minute details in your head so that you could already spot the client that are exceptionally good. You could also spot the clients that might cause you miscommunications and arguments along the way. I do not actually believe that you are attracting clients, like you are attracting good clients all the time, because the thing about humans as we are is that we are growing in completely different environments. And you have to understand that one person is completely different from the other. You could try to manifest the client all day long. There will never be a perfect client for you. That's one thing that you have to accept. You cannot just pick services for people that here or here, or like, I'm just going to accept this person because she is beautiful and she is very understanding, so I'm going to accept her proposal of working with me. It's not always going to be like that. That's why I do not believe in attracting clients. More so, if you want to really choose your clients, and if you want to close deals only with people who actually knows how to play the ball, which I have mentioned in a couple of videos, you have to make sure that that person actually believes in your why. Okay? What is the why of your company? What is the why of your business? How are you operating your business? Okay? Sometimes not a lot of people actually knows what the why of their business is. But if you know what your why is and the why of your client is almost the same, it's going to be a really good relationship. And that's what I have right now with my most recurring client. She is amazing, and I've always considered her as a friend. I'm not sure if she is watching, but I will talk to you more about the why of things. This is actually something that I learned from Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why, which is a really good read, by the way. I would recommend that. And for now, that's it. I hope this one helps. You could always go back to this video if you are in the middle of an argument, just to calm yourself down, alright? And if you like this content, make sure you click the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and tinker that bell button so you wouldn't miss a video of me talking about personal development, online business tactics, and tech tutorials. Don't forget to follow your dreams and find your authentic voice, and always, always awaken your inner alpha. I'll see you in the next one.